John Gwynne fans, I hope that you are ready because I'm about to make an announcement. So if you guys are unaware, I have an epic fantasy book club called Catch Up Book Club. We've been running for a number of years now, and the main point of the book club is for us to hold ourselves accountable to reading through large epic fantasy series because they tend to have quite a number of books. The books themselves tend to be quite thick, and overall it's just very intimidating. And so Catch Up Book Club was born. We started way back in 2018. We did Game of Thrones. We tackled all of Robin Hobb's Realm of the Eldlings, Joe Abercrombie's First Law World, and we are currently almost done with John Gwynne's Banished Lands world. Now, usually there are a couple of requirements that a series has to meet to be eligible for Catch Up Book Club, mainly that there has to be multiple series set in the same world, written by the same author, which is obviously illustrated by all of the series that we've covered in the past. However, when we've been doing the Faithfallalong, the majority of us have enjoyed this series, myself included. It isn't one of my favorites, but I'm having a really good time with it. And John Gwynne has one other series that is not set in the same world. It's not set in the Banished Lands, but it is a very popular one, and that is the Bloodsworn Saga. So myself and the rest of the Catch Up Book Club hosts have decided that we are going to be tacking on the Bloodsworn Saga to the end of the Faithfallalong. Now, this announcement is coming a little bit early, but I want to make sure that you guys are prepared. You can get these books on your Christmas wish list. I don't even own them yet, but I wanted to let you guys know that this was definitely happening because around this time I get a lot of questions about what Catch Up Book Club is tackling next. So I wanted to let you guys know that we're not moving on to something completely new right now. We're adding on to the end of what we're already doing. So I will link the original Faithfallalong announcement video down in the description box in case you do want to check that one out. We are currently in the reading period for A Time of Blood, and I'm pretty sure that the live show for that is going to be on the 9th of November on Deb's channel. All of the hosts will of course be linked down in the description box, but we're also going to be recapping that in this video. And then the final book for the Of Blood and Bone series is A Time of Courage, and the live show for that is going to be in January, and then we are going to be starting on the Bloodsworn Saga. So the most important thing to note about this little add-on to Catch Up Book Club is that you actually don't have to have read any of the books that we've read for Faithfallalong so far to be able to participate, because as I said, the Bloodsworn Saga is not set in the same world as the Faithful and the Fallen or the Of Blood and Bone series. As far as I'm aware, they are completely unconnected, and you would be fine to jump in with us on this series at the beginning of next year. As with the majority of Catch Up Book Club series, I actually know very little about the Bloodsworn Saga. I've heard amazing things about it. A lot of people really love it, and honestly it has intrigued me for a long time, especially because while I did enjoy the Faithful and the Fallen series, I feel like you could tell in some regard that John Gwynne was just starting out in his career as an author, so I'm expecting him to have come on leaps and bounds by the time we get to the Bloodsworn Saga. The main thing that I know about this one is that it features Norse mythology. Kind of like the Banished Lands series, it centers around a war between gods. In this one, I believe that there was a war between the gods in the history of the world, and they kind of warred themselves into extinction, but I'm expecting there to be some kind of resurgence of the gods that is going to form the basis of this plot. And unlike the Banished Lands, where we follow a very large cast of characters, the synopsis of the first book in this series says that we are following 3 central characters, so we have a much narrower cast. So if this sounds like something that you would like to get involved in, this is a bi-monthly read-along. The reason why we do bi-monthly is because the books that we read tend to be quite thick, which gives people who read a little bit slower ample time to be able to read the books before the live shows. Now, we do decide the schedule depending on how long the book is, so any books over 500 pages will require 2 months for us to read them, and if there's any odd ones under 500, then we normally do like 1 month per book. But all of the books in the Bloodsworn Saga, according to the UK Amazon page, because I don't own any of these physically yet, are over 500 pages. I think the shortest one is about 540 and the largest one is around 650. So pretty chunky, but I also think pretty manageable. We do have a Discord for Catch Up Book Club, which I will link down in the description box if you would like to join that. That is mainly a discussion space for you guys. So if you would like to talk about the book as you're reading, then you can do so in the Discord. There is not a great deal of host participation in there. It's mainly a space that is provided for you as opposed to us, because the main thing that the host contributes is of course the bi-monthly live shows. For your live show notifications to know when they are, they do tend to fall on the second Sunday of every month, and those are the dates that I'm going to give you as I outline the schedule. But of course, life happens, so sometimes we'll rearrange, we'll pull it forward a week or push it back a week, but that is kind of when you should expect to have the book read by. And in terms of where you will find out the link and also the date of the live show, they're always Sunday at 8 p.m. UK time. But in terms of the actual date, in case we need to rearrange, and the link, I post those in the Discord coming up to the live show. I also post them in my Instagram stories, and all of the hosts do share them through their Instagram stories as well. And I also am trying to utilize the community page on YouTube, which I definitely know I don't use enough, and I do try and post the date and the link there as well. In terms of the hosts, I'm just going to run through them quickly because most of them are the same, but we have had a little bit of a shake-up. You do of course have me, then we also have Zafina from the Psycho Nix, who is our one original member remaining of Catch Up Book Club alongside myself, of course. We also have Aaron from Booked and Busy, who is a big epic fantasy girly, but also a big John Gwynne fan. Joining us more recently, we have Vish from Books with Vish, who also loves epic fantasy. She also has a very similar taste in fantasy romance to me. So if you often find yourself taking my romantasy or adult epic fantasy recommendations, then you should definitely be checking Vish out. We also have, of course, Sandra from Got a Thing for Things, who is a big Wheel of Time fan. We did the Wheel of Time along together. And we also have Deb from DG Reads, who is an absolutely voracious reader and reads a very, very wide range of books, from like epic fantasy to thrillers and pretty much everything in between. The live shows do rotate through all of the host channels. We do normally start with me, but as we're continuing on from the rest of the Faithfallalong, I will be doing the last live show for Blood and Bone, which I think I said was a time of courage, and we're going to be continuing on from there. So let us get into the schedule and tell you when you need to be reading these books. So like I said, I am giving you quite a bit of advance warning here, because the first book we're going to be tackling is of course The Shadow of the Gods. The reading months for this are going to be January and February 2026, and the live show is tentatively set for the second Sunday of March, which is the 8th, and you can expect this one to be on Zafina's channel. The second live show is going to be on Aaron's channel. This one is for The Hunger of the Gods. The reading months for this one are March and April, and the live show is tentatively set for the 10th of May. And then wrapping up Faithfallalong for good, unless John Gwynne releases anything else in this time, which I mean, he doesn't have anything announced right now as far as I know, but who knows. But wrapping us up for now, we have The Fury of the Gods, the reading months for these being May and June, and the tentative live show date being the 12th of July on Vish's channel. And just to let you guys know, because I did get some requests for these when I announced the Faithfallalong, but I was a little delayed in releasing them, there is a Faithfallalong bookmark that you can get from my Etsy shop linked below for this round of Catch Up Book Club. There are still quite a few left if you have yet to get your hands on one of these. I'm pretty sure that's all I need to cover, so do let me know in the comments whether you are going to be joining us for this little extension to the Faithfallalong. And if you have read the Bloodsworn Saga in the past, especially if you've read all of John Gwynne's books actually, let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer the Bloodsworn Saga, or are you more of a fan of the Banished Lands world? But that is it from me today, guys. Down in my description box you are going to find all of the information that you need to join in on this read along. You're also going to find a link to my Goodreads, my Instagram, and of course my Patreon if you would like to follow me on any of those. But that's it from me today, guys. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.